Welcome to Lucentized. We will be discussing the 9th August 2024 current affairs, which includes these few topics. Now, in today's current affairs, one of the topic is Assam government Paddy procurement. The link question, a similar type of question for the topic, came in 2023 APSC mains. Aru, this is one of the snapshots from the budget. Our budget তাৰে ওপৰত কিছুমান ডাটা অলৰেডি দিয়া আছিলে আহক এইটোৰ লগতে আমি বাকিখিনি টপিক ডিসকাস কৰোঁ আমাৰ প্ৰথমটো টপিক হ'ল RBI holds repo rate at 6.5% for the 9th time in a row. In the first meeting after the Indian budget, the MPC or Monetary Policy Committee decided to keep the policy rate by repo rate unchanged at 6.5%. Now, in this aspect, what is repo rate? Our repo rate is very important. So, actually, repo rate, then reverse repo, etc. These are some essential tools employed by RBI. Now, RBI use a tool to control inflation, then for stabilizing the economy. Okay, or ensure financial stability. Okay. The monetary policy instruments play a crucial role in regulating the money flow in the economy. আৰু যদি ইনফ্লেশ্যন হয় বা ডিফ্লেশ্যন হয় এটচেট্ৰা এইখিনি বস্তু এডিছ কৰিবৰ কাৰণে ৰেপো ৰেট এটচেট্ৰা আৰ ভেৰি ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট অ'কে একচুৱেলি দ্য ৰেপো ৰেট ইজ দ্য ইণ্টাৰেষ্ট ৰেট which the central bank lends the money to the commercial banks for a short period. Okay, আৰু repo ইয়াৰে full meaning to হ'ল repurchase agreement, which means borrowing bank agrees to repurchase the security it has sold the central bank at a later date. Okay, generally the next day. আৰু the difference between the selling price আৰু repurchase price or repo rate represents the interest earned by central bank on the transaction. Okay. তো ৰেপো ৰেটৰ আমাৰ মেইন মুদ্দাটো হ'ল যে আমাৰ মানি কণ্ট্ৰল বা কণ্ট্ৰলিং দ্য মানি ছাপ্লাই দেন ইনফ্লেশ্যন আৰু এনচিয়ৰিং দ্য ফাইনেন্সিয়েল ষ্টেবিলিটি দিজ আৰ দ্য মেইন অবজেক্টিভছ অফ দ্য ৰেপো ৰেট অ'কে আৰু ৰিভাৰ্ছ ৰেপো কি হয় ৰিভাৰ্ছ ৰেপো ইজ আ ইণ্টাৰেষ্ট ৰেট এট হুইচ চেণ্ট্ৰেল বেংক বৰোজ মানি ফ্ৰম দ্য কমাৰ্চিয়েল বেংকছ এণ্ড আদাৰ ফাইনেন্সিয়েল ইনষ্টিটিউশ্যনছ ফৰ এ শ্বৰ্ট পিৰিয়ড ইয়াৰ বাহিৰে দিয়াৰ ইজ এণ্ডাৰ SLR মানে কি হয় ষ্টেটুটৰী লিকুইডিটি ৰেচিঅ' it is the minimum percentage of deposits that a commercial bank has to maintain in the form of liquid cash, then gold, then some securities, etc. Okay, our government uses the SLR to regulate inflation and fuel growth. So, Monetary Policy Committee under the section 45ZB of the amended RBI Act 1934, Central Bank is empowered to constitute a 6-member monetary policy committee. আৰু ইয়াৰে আগত আমাৰ UPSC আৰু APSC দুইটা এক্সামতে প্ৰিলিমছত মনিটৰী পলিচি কমিটিৰ ওপৰত কুৱেশ্যন আহি গৈছে অ'কে MPC will determine the policy interest rate required to achieve the inflation target. The first MPC was constituted in September 2016. Members কোন হয় as per the amended RBI Act, the MPC shall consist of RBI Governor and he is the ex-officio chairman, Deputy Governor in charge of monetary policy, an officer of the bank to be nominated by Central Board, and 3 persons to be appointed by the central government. Our function ki hoy setting policy interest rate, inflation targeting, economic analysis and forecasting, and decision making. Okay, our inflation target kiman hoy amar plus minus 2%. ঠিক আছে 4 plus minus 2%. So that means the current inflation target set by the government is a consumer price index inflation target of 4% with a tolerance of 4 plus minus 2. That means minimum to maximum 6 ho paigo. Right. Now, year bahire other than the policy rate in this meeting, so various issues and various topics has been discussed. One such is that transaction limit for tax payments via UPI, which is hiked from 1 lakh to 5 lakh. RBI announced to increase the transaction limit for tax payment through UPI or Unified Payment System, Unified Payment Interface from 1 lakh to 5 lakhs per transactions. Then creation of repository of digital lending apps. কিহৰ কাৰণে? To protect consumer from frauds or fraudulent players in the financial service sector. RBI is creating a public repository of digital lending application which will be available on its website. লগতে the discussion regarding food inflation, the economic survey for 2020-24 suggested excluding food prices from the headline inflation and argued that food prices were keeping the CPI-based inflation high and delaying the interest rate cuts by RBI. Now, food inflation, RBI Monetary Policy Committee kept the repo rate steady at 6.5% due to persistent food inflation. It remains a significant concern as it could derail the disinflation path, which is crucial for maintaining price stability. Now, food inflation is related to various aspects such as fuel price, যিহেতু ফুডবিলাক ট্ৰান্সপৰ্টেশ্যনৰ কাৰণে আমাৰ ইনফ্ৰাষ্ট্ৰাকচাৰ গাড়ী এক্সট্ৰা দৰকাৰ হয়, তো যদি ফুয়েলৰ দামটো বাঢ়ি যায় তো প্ৰাইচ অট'মেটিকলি বাঢ়ি যাব, ৰাইট? দেন ক্লাইমেট চেঞ্জৰ কাৰণে ভেৰিয়াছ এফেক্টছ, ৰেইনফল এটচেট্ৰা, ৰাইট? So this is the first topic. Our mainly prelims are important. Mains report question ahibo pare regarding the Monetary Policy Committee. The next topic is regarding 80.4% rural households in Assam get tap water, says Jal Shakti Ministry. Okay. So at the time of launch of Jal Jeevan Mission in the state of Assam on 15/8/2019. Only 1.11 lakh rural households had tap water connections. Since then, 56.41 lakh additional rural households have been provided with tap water. Okay. So, etyaloike by 5th August 2024, out of 71.55 lakh rural households in the state, the provision of tap water supply is available to around 57.52 lakh. That is 80.4% rural household. Okay. So, our data is important. So, কিমান কিনে পাই আছে এটা 80.4%, আৰু আমাৰ rural household কিমান আছে around 71.55 lakh. Okay. যদি আমি ইণ্ডিয়াৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত কওঁ, as of August 5, 2024, more than 15.04 crore out of 19 crore rural households in the country now have tap water supply in their homes. Okay. Our Jal Jeevan Mission aims to provide a functional tap water connection, delivering water at a service level of 55 liters per capita per day of prescribed quality. Okay. Now, WHO, here a positive key is WHO, which estimates that ensuring safely managed drinking water for all the households could prevent nearly 4 lakh deaths caused by diarrheal diseases, leading to savings of approximately 14 million disability adjusted life years. ইয়াৰ লগতে Nobel laureate Professor Michael Kramer has concluded that the coverage of all households with safe water is likely to lead to almost a 30% reduction in mortality among children below the age 5 years, amounting to 1.36 lakhs lives saved annually. ইয়াৰ লগতে the implementation of Jal Jeevan Mission is also expected to generate significant employment. তো আমাৰ হেল্থৰ বেনিফিট আছে আমাৰ মৰ্টেলিটি কমিও, ইয়াৰ লগতে আমাৰ এমপ্লয়মেণ্টৰ বেনিফিটো আছে. The IIM Bangalore, in the partnership of International Labour Organization, has estimated that the Jal Jeevan Mission shall result in 59.9 lakh person of years direct and 2.2 crore person of years indirect employment during the capital expenditure phase. Okay. ইয়াৰ লগতে a few months back, government launched Catch the Rain Pledge to clean up water sources around the citizens. তো কিমানখিনি ডাটা এইখিনি আমাৰ ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হ'ব মেইনছৰ কাৰণে, ইয়াৰ বাহিৰে যে আমাৰ যিখিনি ডাটা সেইখিনি আমাৰ প্ৰিলিমছৰ কাৰণে ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হ'ব পাৰে. The next topic is very, very important regarding government paddy procurement. Government's paddy procurement in Assam, a ray of hope for farmers. Okay. To Assam government's ongoing effort and emphasis to implement MSP for benefit of the paddy farmers. Okay. আৰু তাৰ কাৰণে গভৰ্ণমেণ্টে অলৰেডি বহুতখিনি ষ্টেপ লৈছে, চিলোজ বনাইছে, ৰাইট? দেন প্ৰকিউৰমেণ্ট চেণ্টাৰ বনাইছে, ৰাইট? চ' দিছ উইল বি অফ গ্ৰেট ক্ৰিটিকেল ইকনমিক ৰিলিফ টু আৱাৰ ফাৰ্মাৰ্ছ, যিহেতু আমাৰ এৰাউণ্ড 80%, actually around 85% আমাৰ কি হয় small and marginal farmer with average land holding of only 0.36 hectares. In Assam, paddy is the most abundant crop in terms of cultivated area, occupying almost 84% of the total net cropped area. But the average productivity of the crop is 3.37 kg per hectare, and due to this the per hectare profit realization is very low. আৰু সেইটো কাৰণে যদি MSP পৰা হেল্পখিনি পায় তেতিয়া ফাৰ্মাৰখিনি বেনিফিট হয়, ৰাইট? আৰু লগতে ভেৰি ভেৰি ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট, এইবাৰ মেইনছৰ কাৰণে ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট আছিলে, টু ষ্ট্ৰীমলাইন দ্য পেডি প্ৰকিউৰমেণ্ট প্ৰচেছ, Assam Food and Civil Supplies Corporation Limited (APSC) will implement the partial decentralized procurement. Okay. And logote, as per report, the farmers in the state reported that they were compelled to sell paddy to traders or millers in the range of 900,000 per quintal of paddy. And this time they will get 2,200 per quintal from Govt of Assam, which is an increase of 143 per quintal over the previous year MSP. So government decision to enhance the MSP of paddy from 2,060 to 2,203 per quintal is a good step forward. To implement these things, Assam government decision to open 194 paddy procurement centers across the state will definitely help with the cause. Year by year, the government already convinced the FCI, then Assam Food and Civil Services Corporation Limited and other organizations to purchase 10 lakh metric tons of paddy from our farmers at an MSP of 2,183 per quintal for common paddy and 2,203 per quintal for fine grained paddy. Okay, the process is already taking place. To our buffer stock, then paddy procurement, centers for paddy procurement, decentralized procurement, etc. are very very important for means. The next topic is regarding fast Agri drone training center in India will be set up in Bishwanath. So this is an article from Assam Tribune. আৰু ইয়াত কোৱা হৈছে যে প্ৰথমটো এগ্ৰিকালচাৰ ড্ৰোন পাইলট ট্ৰেইনিং চেণ্টাৰ will be at Bishwanath, য'ত suitable classroom, laboratory, etc. will be installed. তো মেকানাইজেশ্যন ইন দ্য এগ্ৰিকালচাৰ চেক্টৰ আমাৰ বহুত বেছি ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হয়, ৰাইট? তো দিছ ট্ৰেইনিং চেণ্টাৰ উইল ডেফিনেটলি হেল্প দ্য ফাৰ্মাৰ্ছ. যেনেকৈ আমি জানো যে টি কাল্টিভেশ্যনৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত চাইনা এণ্ড কেনিয়া এটচেট্ৰা কাউণ্ট্ৰি আৰ গেটিং মোৰ প্ৰডাক্টিভিটি. ৱাই? বিকজ they have placed AI, then drones, right? Then splinter connecting to IoT, Internet of Things, etc. to increase productivity and quality. So এই ট্ৰেইনিংবোৰৰ পৰা আমাৰ ফাৰ্মাৰখিনি বেনিফিট হ'ব, ৰাইট? ইয়াৰ বাহিৰে নামো ড্ৰোন ডেভি স্কিম will be introduced in the field of agriculture for women empowerment and mechanize the agriculture sector. কি হয়? The Namo Drone Devi Yojana is an initiative by central government aimed at empowering women and making them self-reliant. This scheme focuses on bringing women into the field of drone technology and providing rural women with employment opportunities. Okay, it aims to provide drone to 15,000 selected women SHG. Logote, SHG will provide drones on rent to farmers for agricultural purposes like application of fertilizer, pesticide, etc. So it's a very holistic articles. So this is Bishwanath is important for prelims. Logote Namo Drone Didi Yojana means your kind of important হয়, prelims your kind of important হয়. The next topic is Nijut Moina. আমি এইটো অলৰেডি আগতে ডিছকাছ কৰিছোঁ. This was a cabinet decision recently last month. আৰু আমাৰ অবজেক্টিভ কি হয়? Empowering girls through education. That is the SDG. আমাৰ SDG 4 এড্ৰেছ হ'ব আৰু SDG 5 এড্ৰেছ হ'ব. Reducing child marriage. Our financial incentives, various incentives for higher secondary, graduation and post-graduation girls. This is very important. ইয়াৰ ওপৰত প্ৰিলিমছত কুৱেশ্যন আহিব পাৰে. Eligibility criteria. So these are the categories which are not eligible for the incentives. Next topic is GST on health insurance. There have been many debates regarding GST in health insurance. Okay. Now, in the fiscal 2020-24, the general insurance industry collected more than 1 lakh crore in health premiums, while life insurance companies collected more than 3 lakh crore, with LIC alone contributing to more than 2 lakh crore. 5 states, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat and Delhi, accounted for 64% of the health insurance premium. And our বাকিখিনি ষ্টেটৰ 36%. তো এইখিনি প্ৰিলিমছৰ কাৰণে ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হ'ব পাৰে. A Swiss 𝐉𝐨𝐢𝐳 ৰিপৰ্ট noted a decrease in insurance penetration in India's life insurance sector from 3.2% to 3%, and non-life insurance penetration remained at 1%. Okay, overall, India's insurance penetration dropped to 4% from 4.2%. Now these things are important কিহৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত 2020ৰ যিটো APSC মেইনছ 2022 হৈছিলে তাতে কোৱা হৈছিলে কুৱেশ্যন এটা আহিছিলে ৰিগাৰ্ডিং ছ'চিয়েল ছিকিউৰিটি নেট এণ্ড ইঞ্চুৰেঞ্চ so these things are very important for means. Now GST on health and insurance premiums. GST was introduced in 2017 replacing the all indirect taxes including services and cess. Currently health and life insurance our GST is 18%. Prior to GST, the life insurance premiums were subject to 15% service taxes, comprising basic service tax, swashbuckler cess, krishi kalyan cess, etc. But GST is number kiman hol 18%. Okay. So this rise combined with high medical inflation at 14% last year made medical and term insurance less affordable for many. Okay. The government acknowledged in Parliament that it received requests for an exemption or reduction in GST rates on life and health insurance. Now, need for withdrawing the GST on the premium. Why? Because large increase in premium on health insurance policy, current 18% बहुत बेसी है. GST on insurance is the highest in the world. As per data and as per experts, the GST on insurance is the highest in the world in India. Logote, it might create hindrance regarding insurance regulatory bodies goal of insurance for all by 2047. As per the report by Standing Committee on Finance, in its 66 report, it recommended rationalization of the GST on insurance products, especially health and term insurance. Our prelims are kind of important and GST paper kind of important. Now, WHO pathogen list. The WHO by World Health Organization recently released pathogens prioritization report. The report is the framework for epidemic and pandemic research preparedness. Sample size involved over 200 scientists from 54 countries evaluating evidence related to 28 viral families and one group of bacteria. Okay, comprising 1652 pathogens. So the final list it comprises over 30 priority pathogens that could start the next pandemic. Okay. Now strategy. The 2024 report for the first time is incorporated the concept of family approach and the prototype pathogen. Now the family approach, the research has been prioritized for the entire pathogen family as opposed to a handful of individual pathogens to bolster the response capability. আমি কেনেকৈ ভাইৰাছখিনিক আমি এড্ৰেছ কৰিম. Pathogens with a family have lot of similarities and also share genetic material, meaning an existing treatment can help, right? And our next to hold prototype pathogens. They are the representative pathogens within a family which are selected to serve as a model for fundamental research. Okay, so these three things are important. Then carbon independent online creator. Government's proposal to curbs on independent online content creators. So the MIB or Ministry of Information and Broadcasting recently circulated the draft version of the Broadcasting Services Bill 2024 among a handful of stakeholders from the industry. And it has proposed expanded regulations for independent creators of news content on platforms such as YouTube, Instagram, X, which has raised concerns over freedom of speech and expression. Issue ki hoy? It ignores fundamental difference between TV and internet. Unlike TV, where linear programming or is disseminated one-to-many, content on the internet is demand-based and one-to-one. Applying the same regulation on as TV may significantly increase cost. Okay, for smaller-scale content creators and independent journalists, which will hamper the fundamental rights guaranteed by Article 19. আৰু ইয়াৰ পৰা কি হ'ব পাৰে যদি চেঞ্চৰশ্বিপৰ ইছ্যু আহে আমি জানো ভেৰিয়াছ জাজমেণ্ট ইণ্ডিয়ান এক্সপ্ৰেছ জাজমেণ্ট এটচেট্ৰা তাতে মিডিয়া চেঞ্চৰশ্বিপৰ ওপৰত অলৰেডি সুপ্ৰিম কোৰ্টে ভালেখিনি কথা কৈছে অ'কে ইট কেন ক্ৰিয়েট চিলিং এফেক্ট অন দ্য ফ্ৰী স্পীচ দেন ইমপ্লিমেণ্টেশ্যন চেলেঞ্জেছ দ্য এক্সট্ৰা টেৰিটৰিয়েল এপ্লিকেশ্যন অফ দ্য provisions is difficult to implement given the global and decentralized nature of web. Add to the regulatory difficulties by introducing parallel legislation. This is because the IT Act 2000 and the accompanying IT rules 2021 has already required social media intermediaries to establish grievance redressal, comply with government orders, operate in notice and takedown raising for flag content. Okay, ইয়াৰ কিছুমান provision of this draft bill reimagines the term broadcasters to include digital news broadcaster, defining them as anyone who systematically broadcasts news and current affairs online. Okay, provisions for digital news broadcasters. Those broadcasters with a certain threshold of subscriber viewers must notify the government, conform to a program code, set up grievance redressal mechanism, etc. and adhere to three-tier regulatory structure. Penalties for digital news broadcasters empowers user to raise complaints against program code violations. Okay, or impose penalty, direct the broadcaster to go off air, etc. Extraterritorial application. The current draft potentially brings global content creators, news publishers, commentators of current affairs within the scope of the bill are threatening the safe harbor. That is Article 69A under যিখিনি আমাৰ safe harbor থাকে সেইখিনি আমাৰ নাথাকিব পাৰে। তো 69A আৰু Article 7 IT Act 79A important হয়। Okay, so this is important for means and also Article 19, right, GS2 কাৰণে important হয়। Now WAQF law. So proposed changes to WAQF law. Now কি হয় WAQF? Under the WAQF Act 1954, a WAQF refers to a property dedicated in the name of God for religious and charitable purposes. Legally, it is a permanent dedication by Muslim of any movable or immovable property for purposes recognized by Muslim law as pious, religious, or charitable. It can be, or WAQF can be established through a deed or instrument or property can be considered WAQF if it has been used for religious or charitable purposes. Okay, once a property is designated as a WAQF, it becomes a non-transferable and is detained perpetually as a charitable act towards God. Okay, now WAQF Act 1995, it is a comprehensive legislation enacted by Govt of India to improve the administration of the various WAQF properties. আৰু এই এক্টখনে it established Central WAQF Council, State WAQF Boards, distributing power between Chief Executive Officer and WAQF boards. Now, what are the proposed amendments? So, government has tried to bring in nearly 40 changes. Formation of WAQF. Only individuals who have practiced Islam for the last at least 5 years and own the property can declare a WAQF. It eliminates WAQF by the user and ensure WAQF alawat does not deny inheritance rights to their heirs, including women. Government property as WAQF. Government property identified as WAQF will no longer be treated as WAQF. The local collector will resolve the ownership issue. Verification of the property, the bill empowers collectors to do survey of WAQF. Inclusion of women and non-Muslims. The proposed amendments advocate the inclusion of 2 non-Muslims into the Central WAQF Council. Will propose 70 members in WAQF boards and mandates 1 member masjid from Bohra and Akakani communities and appeals on tribunal order. So these are the various perspectives, okay, given in the article, in the newspaper article. So our mainly interview kind of important ho pare, main show kind of important ho. Antarctica deep water heat wave. So Antarctica is currently experiencing a significant heat wave, okay, during its deep winter. এতিয়া আমাৰ যেহেতু summer চলি আছে in the northern hemisphere, definitely southern winter হ'ব. In East Antarctica, where deep winter temperature typically range between -50 to -60, the current temperature is between -20 to -30. That means our 30 degree changes আহিছে. Okay, আৰু কিহৰ কাৰণে? Weekend polar vortex. So polar vortex কি হয়? It's a band of cold air that usually traps cold temperature over Antarctica during the winter. However, these are large-scale atmospheric waves disturb the vortex, and hence it got weakened. Polar vortex is kind of important. Warm air infiltration. As the polar vortex weakened, it allowed warmer air to enter the Antarctica. Hence the rising temperature or reduced sea ice. Okay. So potential consequence ki ho pare? Ice sheet melting. So then tarpra sea level rise. Impact on climate change is disruption of the ocean circulation, intensified global warming, etc. Prelims kind of important hoy, or mains of climate change aspect are important hoy. Then these are various prelims factual details. To Muhammad Yunus took the oath of office as a head of Bangladesh interim government. Okay, he was a Nobel Prize winner previously. ইয়াৰ বাহিৰে গৰিয়সী চন্দ্ৰপ্ৰসাদ শইকীয়া চুটিকল্প পুৰস্কাৰ okay তো the award for গৰিয়সী চন্দ্ৰপ্ৰসাদ শইকীয়া চুটিকল্প পুৰস্কাৰ competition will be presented at the Cotton College. Okay, the first prize for the competition was backed by Manashi Gohai for the short story titled Bimura Padli. These factual details are sometimes asked in exam. India win hockey bronze or successive third place finish in Olympics after 52 years. Okay, so ইয়াৰ বাহিৰে বুদ্ধদেৱ ভট্টাচাৰ্য he was the former Bengal chief minister. He died recently. Or Assamese woman to receive Santi Swarup Bhatnagar Award. Dr. Purabi Saikia, the youngest, right, one of the scientists, has been selected for Santi Swarup Bhatnagar Award 2024, which is the highest scientific honor of the nation. Okay, so prelims